Hello guys, I'm Futureal. I stream 5 days a week over on twitch.tv/Futureal, and in this video it's going to be the last class from the Project Diablo 2 Season 4 beta servers. We're testing the early game farming and where these characters are supposed to farm, you could say, when they have just beaten Hell difficulty or when you're trying to beat Hell difficulty. Obviously the cow level you cannot beat before you have beaten it, but we are going to test the cows, we're going to test Travincal, and we're going to test Chaos. The builds we are testing on the Necromancer are going to be the Corpse Explosion, it's going to be the Summon Clay Golem build, and it's going to be this Bone Spear Teeth build. So 3 different builds. There are just way too many build opportunities. As a Necromancer, revives you can go skeletons, you can go Poison Nova. There's so many things, but these are the 3 builds that we are going to test in this video. If you enjoyed the video, please hit me up with a subscribe and a like, and leave your comment down below with what you want to see in the next video. Until then, take care, and I will see you soon. Alright guys, so we are here with the first of 3 Necromancer builds. This is the Clay Golem Summoner build. This is what we chose to go for the first build. And I am a little bit unsure if it's worth to put more points in amplified damage. I chose not to. Maybe you kind of want to let your plus skills eventually carry the amplify, but there is a consideration to make to put a few more points in amplified damage. I did take 1 point in bone armor. This is basically out of old habit. You don't have to do that, but I like to have the armor around me. So for the summoning skills, we took 1 point in blood warp, maxed clay golem, maxed blood golem mastery, maxed blood golem, iron golem, and we dumped the rest of the points in fire golem. So as you can see, this build, we are level 80. This build is going to max in 10 levels. So at level 90, this build here would be maxed, and then you could consider putting more points in amplify. We did go to 45% chance block, and we have about 1,000 life with 58 strength for the rhyme. I chose to go with a Grim Shield rhyme here just because I don't think everyone who is trying this build could consistently get a Necromancer head with either Clay Golem skills or anything else useful. So I chose to go completely without a skill. So if you do have something with skill here, obviously your skill or your gear is going to be slightly better. We are also going without a Necromancer, so my Clay Golems will not have amplified damage. No, not amplified damage, would not have Might Aura. This is also to show that even with a very gearedly character, very badly geared character, we can see where he is able to farm. So we have Spirit, Stealth, Lore, Random +1 Amulet, the rhyme as shown before, rare boots, gloves, belt, and double rings. Nothing particularly amazing here, and just random charms that you could see to have obtained by the time you're level 80. So let's summon our Clay Golems. All 5 of them. We have our Amplify over here, and let's jump into the cow level and see what happens. A little scary in the first step there. So as you can see, this is without amplify damage, and these Clay Golems are already going to town on this bovine herd here. I'm assuming that this Holy Freeze guy is gonna be a little rough, but they're gonna get him down eventually. So, you know, whilst slow... Oh, that didn't take long at all. Wow. That was kind of surprising how they beat that guy up. Whilst not the fastest build by any stretch of the imagination, Very, very fun build. Very, very safe build. You're standing in the back, just letting your clay golems do all the work. We have champions, we have elites, regular cows. It's just carnage. Just beat everything up. So just make sure that you recast your amp if it expires, and keep your clay golem count at 5. So important to show, not the fastest, obviously not the fastest, it's a summoning build after all, but you know, no mercenary with Might Aura, no particular plus skills to talk about, we have +3 right now, so yeah, it's a very, very safe build. I would give this build probably, I would probably say like 6 out of 10. Probably 6 out of 10 in the cow level for this build. And that's mostly because he is super safe. He can do it. It's not something that is very, very difficult to do. So I will say this build, 6 out of 10. Not the fastest, very safe. That is a reasonable TLDR. I think that's going to echo in the 2 other areas as well. Alright, we have arrived in Travincal, on with the shield. And here we go. Blood warp our way up here to put these at the front. I don't know where these. Oh, they split up. That's why it's. That's why the damage is so low. Let me get some rejuves, and there we are. All right. So this is obviously something that's going to happen. You have a lot of extra mobs here. Sometimes. So let's try to pull these out. And yeah, here we go. Hey, what happened to my clay golems? Why are they running away? So hard to see with this blizzard going off here. But okay, it looks like we have this under control now. Amplify damage, of course. Resummon your clay golems when they die. Make sure that you have amp at all times on your targets. So yeah, again, echoing very, very similarly to what was going on in the cow level. Not the best, not the fastest, but very, very safe. And for that reason, I do actually mark up this this build. Safety is particularly on hardcore very, very important. Let's gather my golems down there. So you can use the blood warp like I did there to like gather up your clay golems if they have been spreading out, running around, to just like basically burst a target down. So we do have this stone-skinned guy. This is probably an immune to physical. If I don't have amp on him, that's why he's taking a while. And these 2 regulars aren't helping either because they're spawning hydras. Yeah, that one was actually immune to physical. So he's gonna get down very soon. I would say this build in Trav, probably a 5 out of 10. It's not the fastest, but it's very, very safe. if you're not too worried about farming super fast and you want to have a very fun build, the Summoning Necro Clay Golem build that I'm showing you here is a very nice build. 5 out of 10 overall for the early game Clay Golem in Trav. Let's test Chaos. Okay, we are in Chaos. And, you know, this build being what it is, I am certain that this is going to be exactly the same thing as we have seen in both Trav and the car level. It's going to be super safe, it's going to be able to do it, but it's not going to be the fastest. So, I don't think there is... I don't actually think there's too much to show here. I just think this build is really solid as an early build. Very safe. Particularly for hardcore, that is something that you would go for. It's a lot of fun if you like summoning builds. Personally, I do like summoning builds. I haven't played this particular summon build before, but I do like it quite a bit. Just slap down this Oblivion Knight. That would be amazing. So, let's see how we fare against the Sace. And I do suspect again that it's going to be quite easy. Oh, we even have extra fast here. Okay, look at this. Skeletons. No, not skeletons. Golems. Just wrecking face. Look at that. Telestomping. Absolutely annihilated that guy. Should we just to confirm a theory? Should we just actually clear and do Diablo here? Because I think this build is going to be pretty good at boss killing. Against the D. Not impressive boss damage. I wouldn't say that this is directly impressive. But I mean, they're doing it. They're just not doing it very fast. Yeah, that is true. With this terrible level of gear, that they actually can still do it. That's pretty good. There we go. Oh, we got a Primeval Soul even. Wow! Can sell that for 1,000,000 high runes on day number 1. But yeah, tested out the clay golems, mercenary-less clay golems, dealing with chaos fairly impressively. You know, it's a summon build. It's not the fastest, but with the crap gear that we have and no functioning mercenary, this would be what do I say? Probably a 5 out of 10 for chaos. Definitely worth farming this area if you like the summoning Clay Golem Necromancer. And now on to the next one. Alright, we're here with a Respect Necromancer. We're back with the Corpse Explosion Revive variety of the Necromancer. Gonna go over the stats real quick. 58 strength to wear the rhyme. The gear is exactly the same as the summoner that you saw in the previous clip. And we have the about 45% block and the rest in vitality. So we're just under 1,000 health. The talents, in curses, we have maxed amplify damage. In Poison and Bone, we have 1 point in armor. We have maxed explosion and desecrate. And in summoning, we have maxed revive. We took 1 point in Blood Golem, 1 point in Golem Mastery, and we dumped all of the remaining points in Blood Warp. So we're gonna go here. This is the reason why I put the portal right next to the outside. We have to spawn some desecrates, and if you do it here, you get quill rats. And these machine guns is something that I have been interested in testing.
I need mana.
See how this how these work. You do get different units depending on where you cast your desecrate. So this is more of a let's do this for fun thing than it being very smart right now. Usually you would probably want to create your desecrate and summon in Act 5 to get units with crushing blow on them. But that is going to be that. I am going to go into the cow level and let's see what happens. So, desecrate, amp damage. Where are my revives, by the way? Oh, here they are. Oh, I forgot my blood golem. My bad. 1 second. I forgot the blood golem. Where is... what button for that? There. No, that's not the blood golem. It's the clay golem. There. It's the blood golem. There we go. Oh, okay. So we just blasted this this pack out for fun. The quill boars, or the quill rats, were absolutely horrendously bad, and that's as expected. I just wanted to see how they were. So when we have some cows resurrected here, we're gonna go for these cows. So let's see how this goes with a sensible unit setup. So we're gonna cast some desecrates, amp damage, and corpse explode. So as you can see, this works pretty well. I'm not gonna lie, that is not bad. For the early game, that is not bad. Oh, that's a little bit of a quickness over there. But yeah, that was elites and everything. What is that? Oh my lord! We've finally... Okay, that's pretty cool. Okay, so what just happened here is that you see that I'm running without a mercenary, right? Which means that these units do not have might aura. This item alone would pretty much ensure that any mercenary that you have, you would go with an Act 5 for this build, he would stay alive. The life leech and the damage reduction on this is more than enough to keep that mercenary alive. This basically doubled my damage. Finding this thing, to be able to have an Act 5 mercenary with might, basically doubled my DPS output. But I mean, oh, I missed the amp there. But this is a very strong build. Super thirsty build, I will say that. But this is a super strong build. I mean, to have this kind of AoE damage in the early game, and I've literally played this build for about 3 minutes, not honed into this build at all for what it can really do if you get fluent playing this build. This build is super strong. And it's a lot of fun too. I know that this is not a fun competition per se, because we can deal with what's fun after we actually manage to kill stuff. But yeah, this build is definitely capable of doing the cows. No, of course not. Of course we don't have a corpse morn. With many plus skills, this would be absolutely mad. I would say this is probably a 7 to 8 out of 10. Very, very cool build. It's the again the revive corpse explosion, and then you go over the synergies for corpse explosion because the synergy is revive. So then you also max desecrate and amplify damage. The ghost is dying, guys. Anywho, let's move on to Travincal. Alright, Trav, here we are. On with the armor. Something is lightning enchanted somewhere. Get inside here. Wow. Take a look at that. Was that the fastest of any build that we have tried in Trav? That was really fast for the early game. This is one of the strongest builds I have seen for Travincal during all the classes. For the early game, the one we're doing now, this is 8 out of 10 easily. Maybe even a 9 out of 10, considering how safe you are. You were able to stand... Yeah, actually, I think I'm going to give the first 9 out of 10. I don't think I have given 9 out of 10 in Trav yet, but this build, definitely 9 out of 10 in Travincal. Absolutely amazing. Alright, we're in Chaos. Gonna see how this goes. And, I mean, I can't see this build faltering anywhere right now. The corpse explosion is just so strong. Oh, do I still have Enigma on? Oh yeah, I do. Good point. Thank you. Oh, that's why I couldn't teleport. There. Obviously a little bit more clunky in an area that is a little open like that. But this is super nice. Yeah, just blow up the entire disease wave. Just give me some new revives here. Some Venom Lords. This is pretty cool. But yeah, that's gonna be the Desecrate, Revive, Corpse Explosion build. I have purposefully not resurrected the best units in the game. There are many, many other units that you can resurrect to special needs that you have. You can get units with Crushing Blow. You can I think you can even get units with Knockback and Cleave. So there's endless possibilities if you want to play this build. So this build is very strong, as you can see. We can basically deal with any area. I would say for Chaos, obviously I played this build for 10 minutes. If I were to play this build for a few days, things would be a bit more fluid. But you know, the way the build is standing right now, I would say Chaos is easily a 7 out of 10. One of the stronger builds that I have tried. And if you do research what units you should bring as revives, this is gonna be even better. Not to mention, as always, no Mercenary, no Might Aura. So, if you can bring better revives, Might Aura, you should have a very good time with this early game build, with the gear that we have. So we're here with the third Necromancer build. We have made a Teeth and Bone Spear build. So let me show you guys quickly the stats. This is the same as before, around 45 block, 58 strength for the Rhyme, and the rest in Vitality. We have Spirit, we have Lore, Stealth, the same gear as you have seen earlier on this character. I pretty much kept everything the same. The build is as follows. 1 point in decrep for bosses and scary elites. We have maxed all the bone spells and synergies, so all of them have 20, so it's 80 points in here. And then in summoning, we have 1 point in Golem Mastery to have a Clay Golem as a meat shield. And then we have dumped everything else in Blood Warp. So it's gonna be interesting to see how this goes. Not very experienced with this build. So it's gonna be a little strange. Oh wait, that was wrong. Put that one there. It's gonna be a little strange to play this at first, but we will see how it goes. Oh yeah, it goes like this, eh? Yeah, that's exactly what it goes like. Oof. Extra fast, guys. We're running! That's what we're best at. Frickin' running away. Decrep is not gonna help because the radius isn't big enough. It's not meant for slowing down gigantic packs. It's meant for slowing down one target. So as far as I can see, we are absolutely boned. Absolutely boned. The damage felt really weak. The Golem is obviously there to soak a hit, so that's fine. But I couldn't get sustainable damage. I'm gonna open one more cow level and see if I can have a little bit of a nicer pull in the opener to see if there's actually any point in going to the cow level with this kind of build. So I'll be back in just 2 seconds with another cow level. Alright, we're back. I haven't checked this map out, but we're gonna jump in and see if we can get something going here. Oh, we spawn straight into the Cow King. That is mildly unfortunate, to say the least. But this is what's gonna happen. This is what's gonna happen in the cow level. You are gonna spawn in annoying places, and this is basically, you can see the damage we're doing. About 10% per hit, maybe 15. 10-15% per hit on these. So that's what, 6 to 7 hits to kill. this damage is not sufficient to do the cow level. You can argue all the choices that I have made outside of the Poison and Bone tree. The Poison and Bone tree is maxed. This cannot get any stronger at the current level gear that we have. Obviously, the utility, you can place that different. You can not have decrep. You can put more points in whatever you want here. You can put more points in different curses. That's not going to change your damage output. The damage is the same. And for me, that damage was abysmal. That was as close to a 0 out of 10 as you can get. I guess a 0 out of 10 would be me dying. But that's a 1 out of 10. You need significantly more plus skills for that to work. I do not recommend Teeth, Poison and Bone. Poison and Bone. Wow, that was a hard word. For cow level. I don't think it has anything to do with particularly a beginner, because it doesn't matter if you have played the build for 100 years or for 10 minutes. If you need to shoot a cow 7 times for it to die when they are enclosing from all angles, it's not going to work. So far, the corpse explosion has worked the best. We have a couple of more areas to test on this build, so there's going to be a conclusion at the end with my ideas. But for now, we are going to test out Trav real quick. I think Trav is going to be a disaster, but hey, what can you do? Reapply the shield and let's go. I'm going to go with Bone Spear here. It does have higher single target damage. There we have it. To be fair, it wasn't terrible here. A lot better in this area. I'm assuming that's because the units have less HP than the cows. This was actually not super terrible. I mean, not great, but doable, I would say. I mean, it's still really, really slow, but it's doable. The cow level was a disaster, but this is actually not that horrible. This is doable. If you do end up playing a build like this, you can do Trav. Trav is not the worst. We are actually killing some stuff here. Maybe even Bone Spear would be better. Oh, Bone Spirit would be better. It's slightly higher damage, isn't it? 3. Yeah, it's about double the damage. But obviously also only a single target. So yeah, I would say, I mean, after the horrible experience in the cow level, I would say probably a 4. I'll give this build a generous 4 in Travincal. Maybe a tiny bit better gear, or a hint of a mercenary, and this build can farm Trav quite nicely. So right, we are in Chaos. Same build, of course. Let's you see here. It's working. It's pretty much echoing Travincal, what we did a few minutes ago. Much better than than cows. And as far as I see, it actually looks like the area for this character is chaos. A lot of builds can't deal with chaos with this bad gear, but surprisingly, the Bone Necromancer, the Bone Spear Necromancer, Teeth Bone Spear that we're playing now, deals with this quite well. Oh, I do have the Enigma still. Not good. Now it's removed. So yeah, the damage is not terrible. I think Eldritch Shank would be better. I am strongly disagreeing. Eldritch and Shank are TC84. And they're also a crap monster level. So I would rather struggle here than farm crap bosses. No joke. I would rather take twice as long to farm this area and actually farm an area that is beneficial to me than farm crap bosses. Let's see how badly we're gonna get overrun by this, because this is obviously gonna spawn extra fast, right? Yep, of course. I mean, did you even have to ask? Oh. That was kinda yikes. We're dead here. Ooh. Are we dead? We were very close to death. Ooh.
I need mana.
So that was the what are we playing? Bone Spear Teeth Necro. He actually had quite a bit of damage here, but he lacks control. So as you saw from the Disease pack there, it could be quite easy to get overrun, particularly if you don't have a mercenary. I would be careful with Chaos if you farm on this character. I think I would stick to Trav. Travincal is the best place in the game to farm runes. And in the early game, runes will pretty much buy you anything. And you can always find, you know, the usual suspects. The Maras, the Stone of Jordans, the Vipers, the Shakos. All those items can drop in Trav. So if you do play this Teeth Bone Spear Necro, I highly suggest you to stick to Travincal until you have a decent mercenary, or until you have a solid amount of plus skills, so that you can pretty much one-shot the mobs in Chaos. After that, I think Chaos will be a particularly strong place to farm until you are strong enough to go to maps. For Chaos, I would give this character a 5 out of 10. He's very strong, but a little bit squishy, a little bit susceptible to get overrun. So that was the last of the Necromancer builds that we are going to be testing in this beta. We have tested 3 builds for every character. I highly suggest you to check out the compilation video with all the builds in one, where you can switch between builds. There's timestamps underneath, first of all, in this video for the highlights, but there's also going to be huge timestamps for all the classes in the compilation video that's going to come out from all 7 classes. If you enjoyed this Necromancer guide, please hit me up with a follow and a subscribe, and leave your comment down below with what you want to see in the next video. Until next time, take care, and I will see you there.